In today's video, I'll be showing you the best gears to use for every race in BLOX Fruits. So I'll be going over each gear, what they do, and what would be best for both PvE and PvP. If you end up enjoying today's video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And with that out the way, let's get straight into it. First of all, I wanted to go over the gears themselves. Each race has 5 gears, or in Draco's case, embers. There are 2 types of gears: ability gears, which are the red and blue ones, and awakening gears, which are the yellow ones. Awakening gears are always the first and final gears, while ability gears are always the 3 in between. Blue gears usually grant a special ability, while red gears usually grant a mobility or passive buff. You can upgrade only one ability gear twice. So let's say the blue gear has the ability you think is better. You can upgrade that to level 2, giving it special buffs, so it'll always be a 2-to-1 ratio. Now, with that out the way, let's get into our first race, which is Draco. Normally, for the other races, you would have to head over to the Temple of Time. And if your race isn't already completely maxed out, you would have to complete trials in order to change your gears. Luckily, Draco is different, and all you have to do is come to the dojo and you can see your gears here. The best gear, or Ember setup for Draco, is 2 on Thornmail and 1 on Cosmetic Field. This is because Cosmetic Field is good since it can deal pretty high damage to all enemies in the area, and I would say it's probably better for PvE. But for PvP, Thornmail is more powerful, since it can reflect up to 63% of all damage back to the enemy. So for bosses or sea events in PvP, I would say Thornmail is better, but Cosmetic Field can also be very useful too. Next up, we have Fishman. Like I said earlier, Draco is the only different race, and for the rest of these races, you'll have to complete trials in order to see your gears. And if you haven't already completed all your trials, when you head into this room with the Ancient One, your screen will go dark. If you have completed the trials though, your screen will remain normal, and you can head up to the Ancient Clock and change your gears around. Now, let's go over the best setup for Fishman. The best setup is 2 red and 1 blue gear. The reason for this is because the red gear gives you a ton of extra health, or armor, and you can regain this armor simply by attacking. The downside is that once you run out of armor, you can't regain it back. The blue gear, Whirlpool, also seems pretty good, since it can slow down the enemy on each attack, but I'm not too sure how much it actually slows them down. So for Fishman, I'll say, go with the double red gear. For Angel, the best setup is 1 red and 2 blue. I think this is pretty obvious, but upgrading the red gear, Prince of the Skies, is honestly just a waste, since you only gain a slight increase in speed. Instead, if you upgrade the blue gear, the effects of your aura, when in V4, will be increased drastically, and overall it just becomes pretty overpowered in both PvE and PvP. Next, we have Human. The best setup will be 2 blue and 1 red. The blue gear, Limit Break, will allow you to go into your rage state for a longer period of time, with a higher cap, allowing you to be even stronger. I don't know the exact stats for whenever you're at your max rage bar, but it definitely boosts you a lot. On the other side, the red gear, which is Psycho, will just make your already upgraded flash step a bit better, increasing the distance. I think overall, Limit Break will do more for you in both PvE and PvP than Psycho will do, and keep in mind you'll still have the base version of Psycho, which upgrades your flash step, and it's already very useful. Up next, we have Mink, and the best setup will be 2 red and 1 blue. Lightning Cloak, which is the red gear, helps a lot with movement in general, and it's very useful in both PvE and PvP since it allows you to travel across the map much quicker, and also escape combos too. The other gear, Whirlwind, isn't that great. It's a bit hard to land, and it's only really useful in PvP since you can stun the enemy for a bit longer. I think overall Lightning Cloak will be better and more useful for most things than Whirlwind. Sadly, there isn't much to talk about when it comes to these 2 gears, since they don't give you too much, and Mink is just a boring race in general, outside of the few very fast speed builds you can make using it. Next up we have Cyborg, and the best build for Cyborg is 1 red and 2 blue. There is a clear reason why the blue gear is better than the red, and in fact the blue gear on Cyborg is honestly just overpowered in general. First, you get orbs that will deal damage and chain through multiple enemies. On top of that, you also have a super jump and a super dash. Now, upgrading this gear will make the orbs even more powerful and make it so you don't need instinct to use the super dash and jump. Plus, those two will also deal damage. The red gear, Aftershock, only has one main use, and that's to disable the enemy's instinct temporarily. This gear can be used well in PvP with the right build, but I think the blue gear just offers so much more and is insane in PvE, while also still being really good in PvP. Finally, we have Ghoul. The best setup for Ghoul is 1 red and 2 blue. The blue gear, which is domain expansion, is probably one of, if not the strongest gear in the entire game. Not only will you have a huge area around you and anyone who steps inside is partially blind along with a bunch of other debuffs, but if you upgrade it, you will also gain crows who deal extra damage to any enemies whenever you dash or attack. Don't get me wrong though, the red gear, Blood Siphon, isn't even that bad. You get a ton of life leech, making it good to use against bosses, or maybe if you have a bad fruit, but the domain expansion is just so much better in every way that it would be dumb not to get the upgraded version. So yeah, that's every race in the game, and I've went over all of their gears and what you should use. So yeah, that's every race in the game, and I've went over all of their gears and what you should use. So pretty much as an overview, I have this little list I made, and here are all the best gears for each race at once. For human, it's 2 blue, 1 red. For shark, it's 2 red, 1 blue. For rabbit, it's 2 red, 1 blue. For angel, it's 1 red, 2 blue. For ghoul, it's 1 red, 2 blue. For cyborg, it's 1 red, 2 blue. And finally for Draco, it's 2 red, 1 blue. Or since it doesn't have any gears, it's 2 thorn mail, 1 cosmetic shield. Anyways, that's pretty much it for today's video. Hopefully this video has helped you, and if it has, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We just hit 10K subscribers at the time of making this video, and truly I'm so thankful to all of you for supporting the channel for as long as you have. I know a lot of other YouTubers say it, but it's true. I couldn't be here without any of you guys, so really, I am thankful. Soon, I'll be doing a giveaway on my Discord, so if you want to join, just use the link in the description down below. And also, if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments down below, and I'll try to answer. So yeah, see ya.